to order the meeting of the Parks Commission on Thursday, November 20th, 2025. Katie, would you please take roll?
Karen Mao.
Here.
Liz Lasky.
Here.
The Chick.
Here.
Karen Peltola. Absent. And Scott Worson.
Here.
Charlie Ludwig.
Here.
And Lainey Raska.
Here.
Okay, roll call complete.
Thank you. Let's see, we've got approval of agenda. Has everyone seen the agenda? Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. And has everyone seen the minutes as well?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, we're going to go right on to citizen public comments. I know we have Gordy for one.
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
Hey, Gordy.
You? Hey, hi, good. Yeah, my name's Gordy Heinold. I've been doing some native plant work in town for the last 4 years, and started off with a little plot on the Riverwalk, and that led to another and another and another and a few more, and from the get-go, I knew that if I planted them, I had to maintain them. And it's been a good relationship with Parks, DPW. But this summer, it really became apparent to me that I wasn't able to maintain them the way that I think they should be maintained. I had some physical challenges this summer. And I'm 69, and so the time is, it's changing. But so I've been looking for a way to ensure more of a long-term maintenance thing, and various things didn't work. But this summer, I contacted Jennifer Flynn, who is the program director for Seeds EcoCorps. And EcoCorps has done some work in Manistee previously with Parks, DPW. And I said, Jennifer, do you think you guys would want to partner in this native plant thing? And she said, yeah, let's talk about it. So we did, and Jennifer's here tonight, and she can talk about their program and how she thinks they might fit in. I'm excited about the opportunity to maintain these things the way they really should be and bring them up another level or two. And I don't have the skill or the knowledge to really get them where they could be, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
Hi, so I'm very happy to meet all of you or be here with all of you, and I brought some information on Seeds Ecology and Education Centers, which is, we're headquartered in Traverse City, but we have programming across northwestern Lower Michigan, including in Brethren and K&D schools, and our EcoCorps program was active all this last summer season, and our folks in Manistee are just ending their season in the next couple of weeks. We collaborate with a variety of different public sector land management entities, including the U.S. Forest Service, the National Park Service, municipalities, schools, counties, et cetera, land conservancies. And then also with volunteer groups. And so Gordy, as a local Manistee volunteer, had heard of us and heard of the work that we do in ecological restoration and green infrastructure installation. And so reached out. We've done a couple of visits just to look at all of the various different gardens that Gordy and other community volunteers have worked on so hard in the last few years, advising. And then also we had a crew come out and do a work day just a few weeks ago to kind of reorient one of the beds. This is something that when our staff, so our EcoCorps crew members, are hired individuals, they are our seasonal staff. We have crew leaders who are older, more experienced individuals. They're typically tool safe, They're sawyers, meaning they operate chainsaws, they operate power tools, they operate brush cutters. They're also plant knowledgeable and gardening knowledgeable, and so we're invited into community projects often. Sometimes we have funding for our staff. Other times we don't have funding for our staff. This is one of those cases where we're hoping to collaborate and seek funding jointly with Parks and Rec, DPW, with other community organizations to make this a truly intergenerational community beautification project, and to alleviate some of the work off from Gordy's shoulders and hands and feet and knees, and also just introduce our area youth to what it means to care for a community space, what it means to take pride in a community space, and what these ecological restoration practices that we're doing out in the middle of the national forest, how those can also apply in like a more urban cityscape setting. So yeah, that's really what we do. We've worked with DPW and Brandon in previous years, and yeah, we've talked about future collaborations, and it's something that we're happy to share and have folks reach out to us. I don't have a specific ask other than to consider what Parks and Rec might need in terms of improvements in coming years. Know that we're also employing skilled trail builders as well as gardeners and builders and folks who are learning arborist skills out in the field actively with seasoned, skilled mentors and volunteers.
I guess I can kind of see where that would be a win-win for the city. I mean, we're always, in the summer, don't necessarily are able to hire everybody we need every summer to fill in, so it might be kind of a fit there. Especially, I know, you have the knowledge and expertise where the summer crew we hire, I mean, I don't even know if they've mowed a lawn before we put them in place. I don't know their skill level. So, that's encouraging, because it'd be very easy to mess things up by cutting down the wrong bush. So, yeah.
Well, that's kind of my perspective, and Gordy and I have met several times and talked through a lot of this, but if you think through the parks, there's a lot of hardscape, there's not a lot of landscape.
Exactly.
And where we have landscape, we don't maintain it very well.
Right.
We don't have skilled staff for that. Yeah. And like you kind of hit the nail on the head, Lainey. Like we hire, between all our departments, 15, youths that work for us during the summer. They learn a lot while they're there, but they don't come in with those skills to take care of native plants and even trimming or pruning a shrub or stuff like that. So I think a relationship like this, especially if we can try to foster it so it becomes long-term, it allows, you guys have visions of doing a lot more beautification. We have volunteer groups and citizens that want to do a lot more beautification type projects, but we need to solve the other side of that puzzle with how do we maintain it and keep it beautiful. So I hope we can kind of nurture this and keep it going.
You mentioned intergenerational. The SEEDS program, how long has it been around?
So our EcoCore programming has been around since 2009.
Okay.
Organizationally, we have been around for 26 years now.
Okay.
And so
funding is to run this organization. Where does it come from?
it comes from a variety of different sources. In Manistee County, we've been very grateful to receive funding through the Manistee Community Foundation and the Minger Endowment for work on public park spaces. We also have collaborated with the North Country Trail Association and written grants for federal level funding that has supported public lands work on Department of Interior spaces, and then we've also received funding from National Forest and National Forest partner organizations, Great Lakes Fisheries Trust, additional private donors, and we do fee-for-service work.
Oh,
and
okay.
So we do contract for work with counties and cities to do some of the additional maintenance. I will say that our staff often go on to work for the people that we're hired by and work alongside, that's the intention of the program. So it's definitely a workforce development pathway for the communities where we're working. And to your point, we are providing a lot of training and experience before they're working for these community agencies.
Thank you. Thank you. And do we want to appoint someone to kind of be a contact person to, I know you're in contact with Jeff and Gordy. Do we want to pick someone from the Parks Commission that can kind of help follow up with the,
Does this take,
Do you need that?
or do you need a recommendation to go further on this, to take it, to
I think if
show our support? Do you want
Yeah.
to recommend
Just a-
it to city council, or what's our next step
So-
on this? Because I agree, this.
Yeah, I think this is primarily informational, and then also to kind of educate the commission that there's resources out there and opportunities, right? Gordy and I were talking yesterday, and I think you guys have had some discussions about kind of dedicating a crew to a certain interval that would come and work in Manistee to do the things that Gordy kind of talked about, the projects that are there. And then we were talking, like, if there's not enough stuff there, does that create an opportunity to go over to Sands Park and put in that wildflower garden like we had talked about, or some of the trimming of the brush down at First Street Beach, you know, things like that, because they contact us every year and say, we want to come help you, what do you got? And then Brandon and I go through and try to come up with projects that are appropriate. But there could be some opportunities to make sure that we fulfill that time and that obligation. And then as time goes on and there's more of those spaces, and we get a feel of what their capabilities are and what spaces we have, they kind of match and kind of, nurture and keep going.
So, Seeds does some, and then Gordy has his crew of volunteers. Would they work together, or would, okay.
That's
Well,
the problem, there's not a
But
lot of
that's what I'm
volunteers.
wondering,
Yeah.
would this program allow for a group of eager volunteers in the community who aren't necessarily affiliated with the program to help too?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Manistee Proud was very
Yeah.
active doing projects, we matched up their crews, and they worked with that quite a bit.
Okay.
One of the things that, and we've talked about this before, but there used to be all these service groups, and there was a tremendous amount of different organizations that had volunteers, and a lot of them did work in our parks. They did a lot of stuff. One by one, those have kind of dissipated, fallen away, closed their chapters. So now we still have a lot of volunteers, but those volunteers, they come and they go. And so we're kind of looking for something that can support the volunteers with the projects they want to do, but then help us with the maintenance of those projects moving forward. And so I think this has a good opportunity to be sustainable.
is that something that we have funding for set aside as volunteer fund, or the city, or do we have to pursue grant money for
We do
this
have,
kind of collaboration?
yeah, we do have a line item in our operating budget for volunteer support. So when Gordy comes and says, I'd really like to replant the islands, the 2 flower areas in the islands down at First Street Beach, he got a plant list together. We went through what the costs are. Yep, we still have money left in that fund. We're able to purchase those. He's already ready to spend that money this year too.
It's a good use of those funds.
But
really.
those are good collaborations, and that's why we created that line item, so that it wasn't a group coming forward saying, hey, we'd love to do this, and I'm going, well, I don't really have money for it this year. So we've kind of dedicated some funding to that. It wasn't fully used, so in the current budget, that dollar amount got reduced to balance the budget, and because we had budgeted more than what the current demand was, but, on an annual basis, I can kind of see where that's heading and adjust it, and then it's just kind of comes on a first come, first serve, so.
Okay.
So you asked, I think someone should be part of that, so there's a link between the parks and you. But would it also be appropriate to, I don't know if you wanted to go in front of city council, just the more people that knew, we might have more of an opportunity to get some volunteers, because even something in the paper or somehow, we've got to broaden that volunteer base, because maintenance is the whole key. It's,
Well, I believe that's what the NRCB was, one of their main tasks, wasn't it? Was to create that volunteer database and,
yeah. I
You're
don't know
on that
that's-
board.
Yeah, I don't think that volunteer list is not extensive. It's a very short list. Yeah, it's very short. So I don't think as a community, we have a great volunteer list, and I don't know if we have not developed it well, if we have not done enough for the volunteers, but it's a very short list. And that's something that as a community, we should improve upon.
I think also, like, if we're only relying on volunteers, like, thank you, Gordy, but there's not a lot of other Gordys out there.
No.
We should think about other options. Gordy, do you have any idea, like, how many hours per week you've been putting in?
I don't keep track. This summer wasn't very much because I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
But I probably should spend at least 6 to 8 through the summer.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least that. And that's just to keep it looking decent.
Jane Seaford is one that spends on those gardens that,
Yeah.
a lot more than that even.
Oh, she does, yeah, every day.
She's amazing, and there's so, we just, yeah.
And Gordy, I don't know if you saw the letter that we put in the letter to the editor, but that was partially directed at you and you for thank you for helping keep our parks looking great. So thank you. I'm really.
I would say, regarding the maintenance, I was really impressed with the 2 people that came and did some work this fall already. Jennifer had 2 folks with EcoPort come, and they were exemplary. They knew what they were doing. I just had to show them the area, and they did it. They did it really well. And I watched them interact with people walking down the Riverwalk, and they were polite, they were friendly, they engaged them well. I thought, wow, this is like check, check, check. So, and then in my mind, if that can be put in place, then other volunteers can then be perhaps kind of saved for the additional things, you know? But the rate, what we did have a list of about 4 people this summer, but everybody was my age, maybe older, and one person fell and hurt her shoulder, and et cetera, and so, yeah, it's not a long-term solution.
Well, I appreciate you, getting a start on this and figuring it out, because could be a good thing and sustainable. So,
Right.
thank you.
And
Very
this,
much.
I gotta say this,
To be with them.
Sorry?
I mean, does someone want to
Yeah.
volunteer?
I mean, does anyone want to volunteer to just kind of be a contact point?
I can be.
Do you want to do that, Scott?
Good.
Could
Thank
you exchange
yeah,
an email or a
got it.
thing together?
Mhm.
Thank you.
From an ecological standpoint, I mean, that's my heart, is that it's environmentally beneficial. And there are a lot of reasons for that. But this summer, we finally got goldfinches down on the Riverwalk eating seeds from the flowers. So lots of bees, lots of other beneficial insects, lots of butterflies, and now goldfinches.
Nice.
And the occasional groundhog and chicken.
All right. Anything else?
Anything else you want, Gordy, from this group?
I'll add that we're in conversation with the DDA about how they might be able to support some hours, some time for our crews. So I think that they're interested in perhaps making that happen for 2026. I know that there was a thought in Andrew's mind that it could perhaps be also matched or matched in portion by the city as well. But again, it's just in conversation right now. We haven't given him a specific number for what we think would make sense for just standard maintenance of the gardens along the Riverwalk and perhaps some other additional spaces. So that's still TBD, and maybe I can connect with Jeff about that too.
Thanks for driving.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy to be here. I have information.
Oh,
Wonderful,
Pass out.
Thank you.
thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Do you want to take an extra one for Karen?
Thank you.
Oh, right, can we take?
Yeah.
one more? Okay, I'll do that.
Karen, you also want to hear about it.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have any other comments from anyone?
Good evening. My name is Molly O'Toole, and I'm a resident here in Manistee. I'm here tonight to propose a community recreation center to provide year-round residents with a safe, accessible, and engaging space for fitness, social connection, and community events. While Manistee provides fantastic resources for kids, teens, and seniors, there's a lack of resources for adults in the area to gather, particularly in the winter. I created an interest survey form and distributed the survey to residents I know in the area, as well as on several Manistee community Facebook groups. Over the course of 5 days, the survey received 45 responses. Out of the 45 survey participants, all but one responded yes to the question of, do you think our community needs a recreation center? The one no response was from a senior resident, and not to discredit the surveyor, but Manistee does provide a space for seniors in the area to gather. When asked how often surveyors or their families would use a recreation center, the majority of surveyors answered several times a week. The majority of surveyors that answered what age group in their household would use a recreation center were adults ages 18 to 64. The top facilities that surveyors would use in a recreation center include a walk track, a fitness/weight room, and a gymnasium/basketball courts. When asked about what programs interested surveyors, the top answer was adult fitness classes, followed by adult sports leagues and community events. When asked about what barriers survey participants face in accessing recreation or fitness opportunities, the top answer was a lack of nearby facilities, followed by limited programs and limited hours. Cost of membership was also a popularly cited issue. While there are plenty of recreation opportunities for the community in the summer, those amenities are limited and non-existent in the winter. With cold weather and the return of kids to school, the Manistee High School walk track is unusable, and the Payne Aquatic Center hours are extremely limited. The Youth Armory project is limited to kids and teens, and the Manistee Senior Center is limited to senior residents. When asked about how a recreation center would benefit you or the community, the majority of answers cited having access to fitness and recreation opportunities in the winter. Surveyors also expressed a desire to have a place for the community to gather and provide activities for adults in the community. One response stated, there are few, if any, spaces for 18 to 30-year-olds to gather that don't include alcohol or spending money. It would greatly help young adults in our community form a community. The most poignant response stated, for me, it would keep me in Manistee and I would have less thoughts about moving. For the community, it would bring in year-round families and single young adults that drive the town economy. According to the CDC, with 2024 data, 1 in 3 adults report feeling lonely and 1 in 4 adults report not having social or emotional support. The CDC cited living in a rural area as a risk factor to social isolation, with groups that experience higher impacts being young adults, older adults, low-income adults, and adults that live alone. The data links directly to the disappearance of third spaces, locations outside of home or work where people can gather and recreate. The loss of third spaces, and the lack thereof, leads to an increase in social isolation, which is linked to health problems such as depression, suicidal ideation, and cardiovascular disease. I know that as much as the community recognizes a need for a space to gather, nothing in life is free. I've identified several funding sources that can help make this project a reality, such as grants via the National Recreation and Park Association, the Community Development Block Grant, USDA's Community Facilities Program, and state funding such as the Recreation Passport Grant. Another avenue of funding could be partnering with nonprofits such as the Young Men's Christian Association, which has facilities in Cadillac and Traverse City. Funding could also be provided via fundraising events, partnerships with local businesses, and naming rights or sponsorships. A rough estimate of the cost would fall between $7 million and $9 million, comparing the costs of Van Buren Charter Township, Michigan, and Ferndale, Michigan's recreation centers. Next steps in this process include a feasibility study, location assessment, building design, funding approval, construction/renovation with a 5-year timeline. I acknowledge that a large portion of Manistee's economy is driven by tourism, with Manistee Tourism planning to invest over $16 million into the beach master plan. I also challenge the Parks Commission to prioritize the residents that call Manistee their home year-round and provide a space for the community to gather and recreate when the tourists leave town, and some of the only gathering places for us to meet are at the bars. I have a copy of my sources and survey results to see where I pull my information from and specific survey responses. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Can I ask, you did all this on your own, or are you part of an organization that's?
Nope, just me. I was playing basketball with a friend last week, and we noticed, the weather's turning. Where can we go to play basketball inside? And the nearest locations are Ludington, West Shore Community College, Cadillac. And when the snow comes down, it's going to be really hard to travel to those spaces. When my mom came to visit last Thanksgiving, she didn't really have anywhere to walk inside, so she walked around Myers. I'm like, well, I can complain about it or I can do something about it. So I made a survey, distributed it, and got a lot of positive feedback.
I love that.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. You said, sorry, go ahead.
Well, doesn't matter. So, you are aware we're kind of looking for something, but it's a long process. And I know we're putting aside money annually for pickleball court, but that's just one small piece.
Yes.
What you described would be like awesome, and I couldn't agree more. So, is your survey going to be out for a while, or did you shut it down already?
Nope, it's still collecting responses. I printed out all of the specific responses that include all the data. I have some graphs in the responses.
It'd be nice if you would periodically let us know, or, maybe email Karen, our chairman,
Absolutely.
of what results you're getting.
I would love
You mentioned pickleball, and quite a few responses on the survey mentioned desire for indoor pickleball courts.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'd love it if you'd leave your contact info with us, or
Of course.
so we can follow up and follow you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sticking around to the end of the meeting.
Are you? Okay.
If anybody would like my packet of information.
Yes, please.
Great
I
job.
would. Yeah. Thank you. I'm just going to leave that paper and paper. This is great. Thank you. Okay. And thank you for all the hard work. We're friendly. Thank you so much.
Talk to that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, anybody else? No, hi, Sarah.
Sarah Herberger, Manistee County Community Foundation. Just wanted to follow up on that as a reminder to all that the county is currently doing a recreation survey. So it would be phenomenal to connect that with that.
Yeah.
And there are questions on that about an indoor recreation and winter recreation ideas. So would love to talk with you after the meeting.
I had a thought on the topic.
Yes.
There's a current facility in the city that has a brand-new basketball court, has a gathering area,
That's what I was
and
thinking.
is empty.
Right on the nose.
And even if that wasn't the long-term facility, it would, we should ask to see if it could be a short-term facility.
Good location.
Who do you go to for that, though?
You'd go to the parish priest.
To the parish?
Start there. But who would take that on?
I mean, at least it could be used for a community space that, if the city council and desired to build a facility like this or develop a facility,
idea,
and it took time, maybe in a short term, at least that facility would not be vacant. I'm sad every time I go past it.
Just, we start that, like,
Reach
have,
out.
Just reach out.
Can I just say my husband's the president of the parish council, so I can ask him when I go home tonight and pass along your,
You guys need to talk.
Yeah, the three of you.
sorry.
Well, I think that's really cool to have a grassroots concept,
Right.
right? And then to come to the Parks Commission and then explore it and see how it develops, where it can go.
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Can't wait to hear more about it.
I know. Bring us more. Is there anyone else who is, have a comment? That's everybody? Okay. Moving on then, correspondence, we had a few. We had, of course, Gordy and Scott, you had been talking, but I did approach the city manager and got a response about CP10. It wasn't a clear no, but it was leaning that direction, that we needed to try to resolve CP10, and we can talk about that later under old business to move along if you guys like and think about. But we can bring that up again towards, did I put that at old business? I did not, but we'll just kind of tack it on over there if that's okay. So anyway, moving forward, we've got committee reports. Wait, do we have more correspondence, Linda?
Well, I guess,
Right.
yes, I got a letter. It came to Katie, and I think the lady's name is Eve Shafley, and there's a phone number, and she's asking about why the public doesn't get to vote on the proposed ban shell and its location. It says, we've been told First Street Beach is public property. Why not have this listed on a city ballot for community-wide vote? The city master plan is meant to be a guide. Time allows for change. It is an indefinite progress of existence. What was once an idea may not be relevant at a future time. Should not community engagement play a significant role in the master plan process? Other considerations are who will maintain it long-term? Will it be privately owned? Has there been a financial feasibility done? Another site suggestion keeps coming up, why not? What we presently have, the Victorian Port City Bandstand is currently located with infrequent performances throughout the summer, located across from the North Channel Brewery. It has plenty of parking on both sides. The backdrop is our beautiful Manistee River, restaurants, shoppers, and boats. At Anchor could also enjoy the music. Tiered seating is present. Let's be open to the possibilities such as enlarging electricity, public restroom, and lighting. Even the handicap could park and listen. One word that often describes a beach is pristine. Not many perfect, fresh, pure condition as if new and untouched, something that would remain in its original state. And I don't know why it came to me, but it says, Dear Linda, Parks and Recreation. So I don't know where this goes from here, probably to council, I would think. Because wouldn't that be something the council would at least decide if they were gonna put it on the ballot, or, I have no idea.
So city council has entered into an agreement with the nonprofit group that's trying to develop that, which essentially gives them permission to raise money, apply for grants, and begin conceptual design work for the band shell at First Street. And they waited to put that before council until the beach master plans were adopted and a location was identified within those master plans.
And I guess with the letter you received, doesn't sound like she's aware of the process that's already taken place, because there were community events and input was received numerous times, for example. And there were other things in there too that she's obviously not aware.
She was there at some of those. I
Yeah.
saw her there, yeah.
So then I don't know why
was
she would
aware.
say that then.
I don't know
Yeah.
either. You know who this lady is? Liz, do you?
I do,
Oh,
yes.
you do? Okay.
I graduated with her, yes. Yes.
Sound.
So, yeah, I think the question was, was the charter followed on that? And that was the question she's probably raising.
She's very passionate and protective of the beach.
Yeah,
very.
Yes.
You know
nothing
this
wrong with
lady?
that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, she grew up on the beach. She was from Manistee, born in Manistee, and our whole class was that way for whatever reason. Very unique, you know, spent a lot of time at the beach, so.
okay, so what would you like me to do with this? Call her and explain to her what's already transpired, or does somebody else want to talk to her?
She was at the council meeting when that agreement was enacted and spoke to council and expressed those issues, or her concerns.
Okay, so once again, I'm asking for direction. Should I call her? Should I pass this on to council, or what should I do?
Council wouldn't do anything with it.
Okay.
It was addressed to you.
Right,
You know, typically when I get something, I respond.
Okay.
If it's not like a complaint about an employee or something,
Mhm.
you know, but, you know,
Okay.
that's kind of what I do.
okay, and I
Because
can,
that's what they're looking for is,
okay, yeah, I can reach out to her, that would be fine.
you know, that's what I do because I figure that's what I'm
I don't
supposed
want
to
to
do.
do the wrong thing, right?
These steps have been followed and
Okay, yeah, okay,
And it's gotten to a point where it's beyond.
beyond a vote to the public, okay.
Yeah, correct.
And, you know, sometimes
Well, it-
I end up telling them things they don't want to hear.
I mean, I don't want the misconception that this is a done deal.
It's money.
What council did is give them permission to raise funds, develop the concepts.
Yeah.
Whatever project that they do develop has to come back, it has to come back before the Parks Commission for a recommendation. Then it would have to go before city council for approval. But it gives them that commitment that they can move forward, they can, you know, kind of obligate those funds.
Yeah,
Yes. And one of the questions that Ms. Hanson raised in that was the future maintenance and so forth. And what the representative from I don't remember what the actual name of the nonprofit
Yeah, I don't
is.
either.
But
He did
do you
have-
remember, Sarah?
For, that is developing the,
Yeah, I don't remember what the
it has the word foundation.
foundation in it. Yeah, I know that.
I know,
But anyway, they, part of what their mission is to raise capital to build it, and then also to create an endowment fund that would pay for future maintenance and upgrades and replacements. And they presented some renderings at that council meeting. I'll see if I can get those so that you can see them. But a couple of things that they mentioned, and this is just off my memory. They said that they were acquiring all the equipment from the Lions Club to put the fish boil on as a fundraiser. And they suggested they were going to do that earlier in the month or earlier in the summer before the 4th of July. They've got an offer of a donation to do a drone light show display over Lake Michigan and the beach that could be used as a fundraiser, and that there's some of those other activities that they're trying to work on and develop to fund the project in the endowment.
And I guess, and this is just recalling, the city charter specifically states some parks that have to go to vote, but I don't recall First Street Beach
it
being one
was,
of those.
Douglas
Well-
was, but they're saying
Okay.
it's not leased or managed.
That's
It's-
a good point.
It-
One of the
yeah.
questions that she raised in the letter was who would own it?
Yeah.
It has to be owned by the city.
Right.
The charter protects the parks and does not allow any of the parks to be leased, sold, or whatever without a vote of the people.
Got all that one. Okay, thank you. Any others? Correspondence? Nobody? Okay. All right, moving on to then committee reports, or, yeah, Eyes on the Park. That's you, Scott.
Yeah, I'm up first.
You are.
I got out today. Fifth Avenue looks great. Looks like the pavilion is buttoned up for the winter and the snow fences are out. There are a few folks out fishing despite the poor weather, steelhead fishing. But yeah, Fifth Avenue looks good, and then North Beach access also looks good. Trash cans were recently emptied. I like to see that. both in really good condition.
Beautiful, thank
Mhm.
you. Lainey?
So, I haven't visited my parks recently, but the last time I was there, I don't think I noticed the doggy do bag thing set up at 9th Street yet.
It's
Is
there.
it there? Okay. Good.
Let me double check, but I believe it's on the right-hand side, on the south side,
Okay.
but I'll check that.
So, and the water was really low, so it looks, I'm glad that a meeting's been set for the 9th Street project. So, looking forward to that. Morton Park looked good, even the grass was out of the cracks and stuff. And, but somebody keeps stealing the flowers, the artificial flowers I put in the box underneath the book thing. And Reed's Park looks pretty good despite all the leaves, keeping up on that. So that was all buttoned up pretty much for winter. I
And-
can't wait to see the bathrooms.
And it's been repainted
Yes,
completely.
I know, that's what you said, and I can't wait to see
Yeah.
it.
Do you have to wait till spring to see those?
Yes.
Okay,
That's it.
okay. I guess that brings it to me. Katie, do you have the, I did a slideshow because I haven't done one since like May or June. So. It's
Overachiever.
only 3.
I have to follow that.
I didn't take photos at Mac Park, but it looked fine. There was nothing out of place. It just looked very nice. But at Lighthouse Park, I took pictures because there used to be one broken chain on that kind of a web climbing thing on the left, and now there's 3. So there's 6 separate halves of chains hanging down from that. And the one the woman mentioned last month, she thought it was fixed, but along the car there on the right, there's the one farthest to the right is broken and the 2 chains are hanging down. So I don't know if someone's breaking it or it's just they're getting brittle.
Yeah, I thought we had repaired the one after the last meeting.
I don't know if it's the same one, but there are more. So just wanted a visual, I think, in pictures. So that was all. Everything else looked really nice at Lighthouse Park. And then on the next slide, I wondered if those are multiplying too, like the chains, because it looks like there's more posts. Is that a recent thing, or along the first basket, or?
We haven't added any more posts.
Really?
No,
When's the last time you added posts?
when we built it.
Didn't you add more around the first basket? No, so
No.
the whole time. So, all right, I am observant. Okay. Next, otherwise it looked beautiful. Sorry. And the last one is Little Lighthouse Rotary Park. The weeds are all gone. It's great. Up on the right, there are no X's and O's behind the sensory board. I don't know if they removed them on purpose or if someone walked off with them, but you can't play tic-tac-toe because there are 0 X's and O's now.
We wouldn't have done anything with them.
Right, so I don't know if, I don't know, but, and then the sound wheel, I was just kind of amused because I had been checking back every month to see if they added the sound boxes behind the board that were good. When you spin it, it was gonna make the sound, and I just read it more closely. And it says that you have to make the sound. There's never gonna be a sound. So I don't know if they changed the wording and.
So were you disappointed when there was
I
silence?
was so disappointed. I had to make a
Where's the
whistling wind
seagull?
sound by myself. So yeah, that's.
So,
that's
I
my
did-
report.
Can I just mention that I did some asking who we should contact regarding like the X's and O's.
Yeah.
And it's like the Chamber of Commerce.
Because it's the
The
leadership.
leadership
Yeah.
group was through.
Yeah.
Yeah, when this was first brought up, I brought it up to Carmen
Yeah,
and let her know that there were some issues with them.
okay, yeah.
The one on the marina, all the stuff is, not the marina, but on the Riverwalk down there, all the stuff on the front is missing. It's just a blank slate with nothing. And then on the back, one of the descriptive boards are missing. So that one needs total repair almost on the Riverwalk. There's nothing to do on the side facing the Riverwalk.
Wow.
So,
And it's all been kind of ripped off, all the things that used to be.
yeah, ripped off and fell off. Yeah, it looks not good right now.
Right. Where was that? Okay.
So who should call this chamber? Do you want one of us? Or do
They
you-
already
I've
know
let them,
about it?
I've let them know. But at some point, if nothing's gonna be improved, then we should remove them.
I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
I can call the chamber if you want.
Thank you, Liz.
It wouldn't
Thank you.
hurt.
Yeah, just because they're still brand new, you know, they're still
Right,
relatively
it's just
new.
this
It's
summer, right?
Yeah, it's the most recent project, so, yeah.
Okay, that would be nice, thank you. And just about Morton, before we move on, I noticed that the ornamental grasses are, I noticed the man who donated them has cut his down for the winter, you know, at ground level, and I know the ones at Morton are still standing strong. Do we need to
Ask Gordy.
take a weed whacker over there?
Are we supposed to do that, Gordy, trim it back?
Generally, yeah, but in the spring.
Oh, so leave them tall for winter? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we do ours in the spring.
Okay. I
Like
didn't know.
early spring, when you say spring, are we saying March or May?
April.
No, well, I think.
When the
you
snow's
wait
gone.
Till after May. don't
Wait till the snow is gone and,
If you wait till May, you're gonna have growth. So
that's what I was
You don't wanna do it
thinking.
in March or April before you start to get growth.
Yeah, before new growth starts.
you? Okay.
Okay, and do we as a Parks Commission need to do that, or are your guys out there with weed whackers anyway, and they'll just kind of,
Well, you don't wanna use a weed whacker, you wanna use like a hedge trimmer.
see, that's why I'm not doing this. But question is,
I think we should do
who
it.
can do it? Can we do it? Should we do it, or is that
We planted them, I think we could do it. Yeah, I just don't know when or,
with, I don't have a hedge trimmer.
Either or, I mean,
Yeah,
we have some at,
your staff won't.
we have some at Kendra's house and we do that when we start cleaning up the yard in the spring. There's no like set time frame, but just, you take them, you know, take them low to the ground.
Just with the,
And so it's something that if you guys want to do that, that's fine. If you can't, then my staff can do that.
okay,
whoever gets to it first.
there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
When you say hedge clippers, you mean the manual clippers, or is this
no, that
electric?
takes forever.
Okay. I'm glad you know what, thank you. Okay, just wanted to ask that. So, moving on to you, Liz.
I have the Lions Pavilion in First Street Beach. The Lions Pavilion, most of the things are things that would probably be scheduled that, and some of these things, Jeff, on these, like if we could just schedule them for spring, because some of them are gonna take money even in the budgeting, but, on the First Street Beach first, that bathroom, is that on for, like the flooring, that epoxy flooring looked rough. It's like it needs to be replaced.
It's been replaced.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
We repainted the whole inside and redid the floors.
First Street.
Yes.
Well, good, great. That was
Right after we finished Reed's Park for Laney.
Well, perfect, that was my big thing on First Street, is that, yeah, so, okay. Then, on the Lions Pavilion, that one case is missing a door, that, the case that's closest to the parking lot, it's a two-sided sliding case, half of the front is missing. So then the papers are getting wet in there. So, let's see. And then the cabanas, we've talked about that, and probably need to have those painted. And then, let me just see, one suggestion, and we filled the planters down there for Sleigh Bell. And last year I noticed how nice that looked, just over Sleigh Bell weekend, if that Lions Pavilion could be lit at night. It just added people are riding around, a lot of people in town, if we could just light it for that one weekend, just turn the lights on and keep it lit, just an idea. Then, one other thing there was a question on the dunes, and you said that the sand was not removed, but, you know, people watch those dunes, and it wasn't just, I had a couple of people questioning that one dune being cut back at First Street Beach, and that the sand was being hauled away, so I thought that was a question there. They
But I confirmed with you it was not being hauled away.
all the way, that it was
No.
being spread on the beach, so, make sure. And then the marina, the shuffleboard's repaired, and that's another springtime project, but it might be a bigger project than just repairing, I'm not sure on that. And
So
then,
we've got the material to do the patching of the cracks. We have that in-house. he recommended doing that early in the spring, and then we've got the stencils to repaint it as well.
Okay, and then the light posts need to be repainted down there. The tables need to be painted, and one other suggestion for that, for Sleigh Bill and Christmas. Katie, those black pots that were down there that were out in front of the door, what if we filled those with greens? And I have greens, and the berries. A lot of the merchants downtown have done that, filled them with just natural green and those natural red berries, and it looks really pretty. And is Santa's house gonna be there again this year? It'd be pretty to have those filled with greens. And I would do that if I knew where the pots were.
They're inside the rental.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Is that all right if we just fill those? No?
Fine?
Okay.
You want me to set them back out? I can set them back out by the doorway if you want to fill them.
Yeah,
That way they're ready.
okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it.
That'll be great. That's everything?
That's everything.
Thank you. Karen's not here. Has anyone happened to go by any of her parks?
I have, they look great.
Have you? Can you do that? All right. Moving on to Charlotte.
I have not done my duty. I've been busy raking up my neighbor's leaves in my yard.
All right. Anyone else? Has anyone else been to the South River Walk? Liz, did you go on the River Walk this week?
Yeah, I did.
Did you notice anything?
Well, the other thing, the Riverwalk, I wish we could just replace the boards in those two sections that did not get replaced. I know we don't own them, but we do use them, and it looks like it raises a question of why we have new boards, and then we have that one section behind Manistee, and then the other section, I think it's behind the vault, that's, is there any way that DDA or someone would help with money to replace just those boards? And I know probably not yet this fall, but it would improve the whole river walk if we could get those two sections consistent with the rest of it. And then the other thing was, we already talked about, was the chamber thing on the river walk.
Okay. Has anyone been by Veterans Memorial?
That's always so well taken care of. I don't know who does it, but
Okay. All right. Anonymous, thank you to whoever's doing that. And Linda?
Well, Red Schmerich Park, the city has made big piles of leaves. They haven't been picked up yet, so they're all laying in my yard. The neighborhood watch isn't happy, but I can't help that either. So I think, other than that, Red Schmerich Park is still used. There's people there running through the leaves, spreading them out. It's just whenever they have time to pick up the piles, because they've blown them all into big piles. And yes, people are still feeding the deer over there. Although some of the deer seem to have moved away, so I don't know where they went. You look at me like you don't believe me.
About,
About the Red Schmerich Park.
no, I know the leaves are there. They're busy working on the decorating downtown, bulk pickup through the city, and we're running our compost this week, so
Okay.
it's just getting to everything.
Yeah, I understand that. The neighborhood watch doesn't understand that, but I can't do nothing about him.
Yeah, and like I explained before, I mean, we've got a lot of guys off that are hunting right now, so we're just have to prioritize and.
Sands Park is good. Did my light bulbs come in for the light poles, or?
I haven't heard. I haven't heard that they have.
Are they on a container ship somewhere? Because we talked about this for a few months.
Was it top line?
Yeah, they ordered through Top Line, so.
At Sands Park, they put that gate in the school right on Maple Street. But there was concern that is it able to be opened very wide because it bumps up against that?
It opens out, I think.
It does, but when they moved that plastic thing, whatever it is, they put it at an angle.
Yeah.
So anybody going in with a wheelchair,
Can't
ain't
go.
So it opens toward the park or out to the street?
it'll open out towards the street,
But
but you still can't go in straight. You've got to go in at an angle to get around.
Wheelchairs.
It was straight. Yeah, it was straight and they did angle it, but it should be pushed back even more.
So it's a border that's around the chips, just like we did around the merry-go-round at,
Yes, Morton.
at Morton and at Duffy.
Yeah.
So those are set from a distance from the equipment. So really, if we would, there should have been some forethought that if the border was going to go in there, the gate should have been moved down where it had more clear space on
Yeah.
on the west side of it.
Handicap accessible.
Right. And the crew that put that up, nobody speaks no English except one young man. Because I went and talked to them. So I don't even know if they realized it wasn't in the right place. Because the one had a diagram, but he wouldn't let me look at it.
Is that gate something that can that be moved? Can it be corrected?
I would think it could be relocated, but the school would need to accomplish that.
Enough said.
Nope, that's it.
I saw the ice rink is up at Sands.
Well, the boards are up.
The boards.
Yeah, so, and that's, Linda and I had a conversation about that. We have to get that out when we've got the staff and we've got, before the ground freezes, then we knew we were gonna be short on a lot of people. And then now, in the coming weeks, we've got to pray for a very calm day and about 12 guys to lay out the liner in it. And then temperatures should, after Thanksgiving, are supposed to drop, so we may be able to start filling that, so.
That's great.
How long does it take to freeze? I know it depends on weather, but if you get good conditions, how long would it take once you put stuff down for it to freeze? Is it like overnight? Does it take a week? Does it?
It takes weeks.
Weeks.
And it's done in layers, correct? You don't
Well,
fill the whole thing up?
Like we talked about before, the north end of that is about 6 inches lower than the south end. So we've got to fill about 8 inches of water to get 2 inches to cover the entire liner. Once we get ice over that liner, the liner's protected. If we only fill it part way, that liner will blow, it'll tear. People will, they get on it before the ice is ready. They've torn holes with skates, and so the shallow end freezes pretty fast depending on how cold it is. But the deeper end, it takes a while to get in. And it's not just the air temp, it's that the ground is still relatively warm with the water on it. So you just gotta wait till Mother Nature overcomes that. And then Linda's correct. Then once we get that stable, then we start layering ice on top of it to smooth it out and build it up.
Is there any way to make like an access point on one corner of that? Because people struggle getting on that.
We've done it before just with snow on the outside of the board. You can't lower the board because it,
No, I understand that.
yeah,
Could you build a ramp?
there could be a ramp.
But it would have to be something that you could put those skates on.
Kids would love a ramp.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if we just built like a wooden ramp or something and I mean, we could even line it with a piece of rubber or something.
That would be okay. They used to have the steps, remember, Jeff, at that old building at Sands Park, you went up, you used that as a ramp, you know, the steps, and it was wood, it was
They were all
fine.
chewed up going up into the
Yeah,
building.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it's up to you, Jeff. Or turn it over to you, Jeff.
As I think Lainey mentioned, that we've got kind of our ad hoc committee, the first meeting set up for 9th Street boat launch between the reps from the Parks Commission and the Harbor Commission. We received the paperwork shortly after our last meeting for the grant to purchase the last lot on Man-Made Lake. So City Council voted to accept that. Now we're going through part of the due diligence items on that. Memorial Park, the North River Walk project. We had to go through, I think I explained in the past, a very extensive process on our permit called a 408 review with the Corps of Engineers. We cleared that hurdle, but we did not get the permit issued because of the government shutdown. So we're hoping to receive that soon. We're submitting more information to the to the state of Michigan, and so we're hoping to award that contract this winter and then be able to start the renovation of that facility in the spring. The South River Walk EDA grant project, we finally got, there for the shade structures that are over the outdoor seating area, there was a conflict with the electrical service to the community college building. So we finally got Consumers Energy to do the design on that and identify what needs to be done. And so we're praying the contractor can get in there soon to be able to set the final concrete bases, and then that project will be substantially complete. There's also some signage that'll be going on. So if you walk on the Riverwalk and you see some stakes with orange flagging, that's marking some of the locations of the signs, and then there's some sculptures and stuff. So by spring, there'll be some great enhancements.
Nice.
I think that's it.
It's quick, okay. We don't have any events going on. I know Karen was looking into something was it through the Ramsdell, the art type in the parks? Remember that? Okay, well, all right. Other than that, we don't have, I think. Does anyone have any suggestions? Okay. Makes it easy. Okay, budget, just looking ahead to 2026. I know, Jeff, you said January, February is when you need recommendations for priorities for the Parks Commission priorities.
Yeah, I would look at, and I can have Katie email it to you. Take a look at the capital improvement, the current 5-year capital improvement plan for the parks. And then, I appreciate input from the parks on, do we add, change, or reprioritize that 5-year CIP?
And you need that by
I would appreciate having it by February.
February.
Yeah.
So if we try to get something organized and get our thoughts together by the January meeting, does that sound good, about projects that you think we should prioritize for the upcoming year?
So can you make a note just to email them that sheet? So we can email it to you to show you what's in the current plan.
Right.
And then, then it just gets updated, so.
And I guess we kind of want to make sure, because right now the county is doing a recreation plan. So we want to make sure those two jive, so that whatever's on the city plan is, like on our parks plan, we need to reflect it in the countywide plan too. Because that'll come back to us to look at too.
Yeah, the countywide plan is really all of the individual municipalities within the county completed on their own and then combined into one countywide. So yeah, there will be some work to be done when our portion is brought before this group to look at. And I agree with you, those should match.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happens later after the city does their considerations.
Well, they're starting to have kind of general public input sessions on countywide stuff, but my understanding is they'll be meeting with each municipality individually, and then, here's your section, please review it, update it,
It won't
and,
be a surprise, like, we're not gonna miss it.
no, we've done this each year. Every 5 years we do this.
And currently there is a survey too, online. So everybody should do for the countywide visiting.
I actually filled that out, and at the end in the comments, I said, please coordinate with the City Parks Commission. Catch that, but, okay. So I guess moving on to old business, we've got the 9th Street Boat Launch Project Harbor Commission collaboration with Charlie, Lyndon, Laney, Jeff. You already kind of spoke about that. When is that meeting coming up soon?
December 10th,
December?
At what, 9 a.m., 10 a.m.,
1 PM.
1 p.m.?
That's what my email said.
1 p.m.
Okay. I know there were,
So looking forward to hearing about that.
Are we meeting in this room,
Here.
Jeff? Or where would we
We'll be here.
Okay.
Okay. And then that, I guess,
The Land Conservancy, I think Laney brought that up.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to Mr. Bradford. He was formerly on the board, is not currently on the board, but has close contacts with everybody that's on the board. So he offered to kind of be a liaison if you needed some information or wanted some training or wanted somebody to come and give an explanation of how they could help or partner with us. He offered to set that up.
okay.
And I do know on the website, it says, do you want somebody, you just fill in, yeah, we want somebody to come and inform us.
Yeah, and what basically our conversation was, if there's something specific that you want, he could find the right person to do that. If it's a general thing, it might be somebody else.
Well, I don't think we have a specific thing. I think I'm more interested in learning about, like, we learned a little bit about the SEEDS program.
Sure.
So, I think just an overview, because I don't really know that much about it.
Are you thinking inviting maybe to the January meeting? 'Cause we don't have December.
Yeah,
meeting,
whenever.
Or whenever they're able to
Yeah.
come
I'll-
and kind of give a little presentation.
Yeah, I'll follow up with Ed, and then I'll just suggest that in the next couple meetings, if somebody could come.
That'd be great.
Thank you. Okay, and we are moving right along. Old business, I do have to mention the Bill Gamble email. I misplaced, there it is. I have it, I asked about the grandfather or allowing you guys to continue on.
You might want to explain to everybody again what that is.
Do y'all know what CP10 is?
Okay.
We spoke at our last
All right.
meeting, that only one city council member is supposed to be on a commission. That took place after you guys were both already on the commission, already on city council. We were hoping that that could be grandfathered or that you could serve out your terms. And I have an answer. It wasn't a clear yes or no, but it seems to lean more towards the remaining involved with the commission. But there's a concern over voting and advisory roles. So the question is what to do about that. I don't want us to eat our own, so to speak, and try to do a survival style vote of let's vote somebody off. I don't feel like that's a good direction to go. I would like it to be resolved somehow, obviously, and the city wants us to resolve that.
I guess I don't understand why it's become a park commission issue. City council voted on this, majority vote, decided this. It's a city council problem. Why are they making it a parks commission problem? I don't have a problem with it, but the people, obviously, some people do. So I don't think it should be a parks commission problem. Why are they putting you in the middle?
Well, that was my point last month.
Yeah.
Why,
Yeah. We aren't a decision-making body.
Yeah, to
On
begin with.
anything, we are recommending.
right.
Well, my
The only other thing that I've thought of is to satisfy it is a voluntary, okay, I'm gonna step down. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why, like we brought up last month, why you can't serve all your terms. That's my opinion.
Right, I think that's the hope, is that someone would just step down, but, if the concern, mentioned here is about voting and advisory roles, I don't know if it's been considered whether someone could just be a non-voting member, maybe, or you guys are two of the best, you're all awesome, okay?
No, I would agree.
You're the longest of any of us. and
Right.
Are such valued members, and the loss of either one would be really, to me, devastating to the commission. They're so involved.
I guess I don't understand, voting who? Voting on the Parks Commission or on City Council? What voting?
My understanding was that if no one was going to voluntarily step down, the wish was that the Parks Commission would vote to remove someone, which I don't want to see that happen as a Parks Commission. I think that would be horrible.
I agree too. I don't think that's our job to vote anybody off this commission.
Right.
Right now, we're lucky to have a full board.
Yes.
The first time in
Yeah.
many years that we've had a full
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
I don't know what the city's intention is, but can they find 2 people that want to step into that, that's going to actually come and participate?
And have the knowledge and the drive and.
They got to look at that side of the counter also.
There's a benefit to continuity, right, at some level, and you new people are amazing, and we love you, and are really happy for the new energy, but at the same time, there's a benefit to continuity as well, and the shared knowledge and continuation of that.
Just ask Bill,
So it's just-
if they want someone to step down, they should ask for the resignation. You know, put it back on them. It's
I agree, Liz.
not fair to this group.
I agree, but I don't think either one of you should step down.
Well, what I've been advised is, I don't know why you'd resign, you haven't done anything wrong. And, you know, this all happened after you were on council and after commission. It's, you know, on the council, I have another year, I could get voted off the council and everything, be back to, you know,
Yeah, me too.
and,
Comes
and
out
I
the same
think my
amount.
term here is till 2027. So it'd be like a lose-lose if I'm not on council, because I'll lose my Parks Commission seat and I'll lose council seat, potentially. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where a problem was created when there wasn't one.
It came up in 2015 on the city council, and they did allow two, and it was not changed at that point. And it was brought up in a special study session, December 8th, 2015, and then it got brought up again last year.
Yeah.
So it changed.
And legal didn't feel there was any conflict. And truthfully, by us going off, it's not gonna change how I vote as a Parks Commission member or as a council member, because I'm still gonna support parks. So I don't understand it myself, the benefit. So,
There's no benefit.
I appreciate your support in not voting me off the Parks Commission.
No, nobody wants to see
The room is, I thought, oh my gosh, I can see this. And you know, go out in the hall and one come back.
I guess the question is, would you guys be willing to pursue the idea that one of you could abstain from voting if it comes to the point, if that's the concern, that voting in advisory is an issue? Could we just have one
Voting on this board. Is
being,
that what-
yeah, on this board?
Yes.
Only one of you voting as a Parks Commission member and the other one would abstain, so there's not a heavily, does that make any sense?
But there isn't any life or death situations here that this
Recommending.
commission votes.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
There's no money, there's.
Right, nobody's gonna vote here to fire a council member or one of the city workers. That's not our business.
Again, we're an advisory committee. I don't
Yeah, I
understand
don't
the
know.
issue.
Get it either.
Put it back on Bill, because
Well, so it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in,
Well,
for us to have to choose someone to leave, or that either of you need to leave, or
it's a simple solution.
I would like. to
City
know that.
council and management decided this.
But most decisions are grandfathered in. You
Yeah.
know, if you had a zoning or
It's
if you
their
had.
problem, not the
And
park.
city decisions often, if it's already in existence, you grandfather it in, and then on the next time, when our terms come up for either one, that would change it.
It's not my issue. Not my issue.
Nobody wants
It's
to
not.
address, nobody wants to
Because it
address.
isn't,
Well,
it
it's,
isn't either of your issues.
yes, it isn't, and that needs to be made clear to Bill.
Nobody's budging off of this commission.
Okay.
I suggest, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I suggested to Karen when she asked me, what do I do? And I believe that city council appoints members of the commissions. City council passed this council policy. And if this can't be done on a voluntary basis, but it has to be brought into conformance, then city council could take the action
Yes,
to change it.
right,
Yes.
I don't think it should be on you.
right,
No, nobody wants it to be on us, among us, I know.
right, so it's simple.
And if city
It's like
wants
the
us
one
to
decision
do it,
people
they don't
do
want
all
it on
the
them either.
Pardon me?
If the city is pushing for us to take care of this, they don't want it on them either.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Our first decision that should not be this.
Yeah.
One and only decision we made.
Okay, so we should hold on this.
Or
and
take it back to
try
Bill.
resolve it with
Take back to Bill.
the city.
Let Bill figure it out.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the new business was native plant maintenance, which is there anything else you guys want to say about that? Because I put you on twice, just in case you weren't here on time.
We're good.
You're good? Okay. And thank you again. And that's everything on the agenda. You guys want to move forward to the roundtable? You want to go first, Scott? Left to right?
Yeah, one thing just to share with the group, it kind of ties in with Sands Park. Last week, I participated in a walking audit with this initiative, Safe Routes to School, where I think it's being led by District Health Department. They're looking at schools and trying to make them more walking friendly, pedestrian friendly. And with Sands Park being right next to the elementary school, we looked at sidewalks and noted on the north side of 8th Street there's not a sidewalk, and in some of those intersections, there's things you could do to make them more pedestrian friendly. Jeff, have you been tied in with that at all? Okay. So just wanted to let you all know that's going on. I think that's all I have.
So, usually Mark Fetter from the Historical Society does a presentation for us. And I think we last talked about Reed's Park. Have we pursued that in any form?
That you want him to give a talk on Reed's Park
Yeah.
potentially?
Can we do that?
Maybe for a winter activity?
Yeah. You know how we
He's
do
done
it.
2 for us so far in the
Yeah.
last 3 years. I think did we miss a year?
Well, he's done it every year we've
He's
had.
done it every year.
Yeah. And we just started.
We just started it.
Okay, well, we've had 2, so something about Reed's Park, the history of Reed's Park. Or-
How do you guys feel about that?
I'd be interested in that,
I
absolutely.
mean,
He makes them entertaining. You can pick
yeah.
any
I
part.
can't believe what I learned about the marina.
Yeah, he makes it very entertaining.
I would think that that would be a shorter presentation, and you could do it as part of one of your regular scheduled meetings.
The public liked it, though.
Well, the public's welcome to
We
attend.
had our first one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Marina one was very extensive. That was fascinating.
Yeah, that was so nice in the,
Yeah.
The location was nice too.
you think if, like, maybe Reeds and Duffy? Would we ever want to do 2 parks, or Reeds and
Well-
Regmark? I mean, they all have an interesting,
I'm sorry to jump in, but one of the things that strikes me is, we don't really understand the history of these parks, how they came about, why they named the way they are, and
Factors.
the evolution of them. And so I think they're fascinating. And I would suggest to him that, or request of him that if he would do a presentation, you could kind of prioritize the list of REITs. If he wants to add another one, what would make a good,
The other
fit and.
what might be really good is Sands Park.
Sands Park.
Would have a lot of history and,
Mhm.
Building in the rec.
yeah,
That's big enough.
yeah. But it has to be able to record.
And the screens, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can reach out to him and he might have ideas as well about what
Right.
would be interesting.
So how long a presentation we're thinking, just 15 minutes?
Well, if it's a shorter presentation, you could piggyback on a meeting.
Yeah.
And if you want to do a separate one like you did for the Marina, because it's a longer one, then you can make that decision, but.
Okay. I would just like to see it again, that's all I know.
I like the idea of honoring whoever gave us the parks in a way. I mean, I don't know how they came about, but I think, Reeds and Regmark, there was a lot of donors. It was like Mr. Minger, it was before, someone has prioritized parks long before we came around.
Okay, so Reed's is the first priority, I think.
Reeds,
There's a
Duffy,
lot of
Sands,
history and
Regmark,
stuff,
I think
yeah.
they're all donated.
I like the
parks.
old ones, where there was maybe an old mansion or, some kind of historical tie.
I know that
I don't know if they're all Morton Park probably there's, unless you do it about Morton Salt, but.
at one point he had suggested doing one about the whole Jefferson area.
So-
Not Jefferson as a school, but just that area. It's not really a park though, but it could
But
be.
would it include Sands Park?
I don't know. I'll ask.
Ask him.
Yeah.
He might have
That'd be
something
I
fine.
probably want to
prepared.
think about it
Yeah.
and
Let him kind of lead us.
I can call him and see if he's
That'd be great.
up for it again. Okay.
And that's it.
How about you, Liz?
No, nothing.
Nothing else? I don't think I have anything else. How about you, Linda?
Nope.
Charlotte?
No, ma'am.
Make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.